Welcome to Dog Life Radio.
All right, gang. Welcome back, everybody. Let's see. This is Rossi Giugio, and this is Dog Life Radio. Thank you so much for coming back. Had myself a little bit of a hiatus. Enjoyed myself a little bit of time off. So we're back. We've got a show for you today I'm pretty excited about. We're continuously breaking new ground, or pretty damn close to it anyway. So this is, this would be season 3, episode 1, if I were to go that way, or call it episode 55, whichever way you want to go. And in today's show, I happen to have the good fortune and opportunity to sit down and chat with, live, face-to-face, at Lost Acres Vineyard here in lovely Granby, Connecticut. I got the chance to sit down and talk with CrossFit Athlete Katrina LaClair. She's also a firefighter. And as I discovered, much more than that. She's a really interesting lady. Had a lot of fun talking with her. It wasn't just because we happened to be catching up at a local vineyard. We are in the same town here in the lovely state of Connecticut. Anyway, had a great time. Good conversation with her. And the one thing I want to throw in here at the beginning is throughout the course of this conversation, we do talk about how at the point of recording, Katrina was waiting to hear back to see if she was going to be qualifying for Waterpalooza, a great contest in the world of CrossFit down in Miami. I think it's actually going to be held in February. She was going for the Masters division. We get into that a little bit. But since the time we recorded, she has received the thumbs up. So congratulations. It's awesome stuff to see her qualifying to get to go down there, compete. Wish her the best of luck. And if you are interested in learning a little bit more about her, follow her on Instagram at KATLAC860. Always having to rep the Connecticut 860 thing. But anyway, here is our talk. Katrina LaClair. Enjoy, everybody. Okay, all right, so this is Rossi Giugio. Welcome back to Dog Life Radio. I'm back after a hiatus, so you are my first in a number of months. So we'll have to go easy and ease into this conversation. But I am here with Katrina LaClair. We're going to get into everything that you do because I feel like it's more than what I can just rattle off real quick.
Okay.
But we'll just start with CrossFit star, I'll say, and fellow Granbyite. So
yes,
welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So let's start off with this. So it was really funny how I came across your name and how to reach out to you. Most of the people that I talk to, I reach out through social media, but I'll just kind of be bouncing around through pictures. But your name got recommended as a you should be friends with person on Facebook. And
Okay.
it's obviously, I think it's because we're from the same town.
Yeah.
And I was poking around. I said, oh my gosh, this lady's like incredible CrossFit athlete. I want to talk with her. So that's why I reached out and how I came up with your name.
Thank you.
No problem. So before we jump into the competition 2018, let's talk a little bit about, we'll just intro about yourself and how you got into athletics.
Okay. Well, growing up, all through grade school, I was a competitive dancer, an acrobat. And then after high school, I went on to dance professionally for about 8 years.
Could I interrupt you?
Yes, absolutely.
Acrobat.
Yes.
That hit me. Wait a minute. So what does that mean? Like, were you doing like the trapeze?
No, more just tumbling. Like basically in gymnastics, like the floor.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So our studio was in Southwick, Mass. And my dance teacher, Brenda Barna, she was really into acrobatics and really awesome instructor. So our studio we excelled in acrobatics, so we did that as well. So I did dancing professionally. I dabbled in some stunt work in LA for a little bit. I lived there for a year. I worked on cruise ships. So I've always been very active. But I never actually set foot into a gym until I was working. I was like 22 years old, I think, was the first time I ever went to the actual gym. And I just kind of loved it. It just was an instant thing for me. And then once I kind of like hung up my dance shoes and all that, I got into figure competitions. So I did that for a little while, did a few shows in that, and then started going to school for exercise science because like I said, just kind of fell in love with the gym and fitness and everything. And one of my friends from high school, her husband at the time was coming back he was a Navy SEAL. He was opening up a CrossFit gym in Simsbury. And I had never done CrossFit before. But she was like, he doesn't know anybody that is like a CrossFit coach or anything. And she's like, I know you're going to school to, be a personal trainer. And of course I was just like, yeah, I'll do it. Like not even thinking about it, not even knowing what it was. And I was like, okay, I should probably like try this CrossFit thing before I teach people how to do it. And I literally took like 2 classes at Land Warrior. They were out of Windsor. Now they're in Suffield. And then 2 weeks later, got my level 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it just instantly like just like going to the gym. I just love being active and the whole performance side of the fitness I really enjoy because I'm very competitive. Been competitive my whole life. So it just kind of flowed. Dancer, fitness, now CrossFit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So that's it seems really fast. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on how long does it normally take to get to those levels.
So I just stared at the rings and swung around on them for a little bit because I couldn't do them yet. But it just drove me to now I'm like, oh, okay, like now I want to try harder, take it more seriously. And I had met all the people from the gym. Bam asked me to start competing or training with them. And then now looking at like when they used to do regionals and the CrossFit Games and all that, training with a team to try to make it to regionals, training with that team just at that level of competition really kind of drove me towards being a big, focus in my life. Because to be a competitive CrossFit athlete, it's a lot, it's a lot of work,
yes.
Regardless if you're team or individual, it's a lot. So you have to be super competitive and be at the gym every day.
So do you have any desire to compete individually or you?
Yeah, I do. I think it's good to do both. I mean, obviously training with a team is more fun. You get to share it with somebody else, but doing the individual stuff, it kind of lets you check where you are. Like, where do you stack up compared to everybody else? And for me now, I'm a master athlete. I have that age group of women that I have to now compare myself to.
Master athlete.
Yes. Yes, thank you for being masters. It's nice. But no, like I just did an online qualifier for this competition called Wadapalooza. They hold it in Miami. And I went individual for that. So we're going to find out, I think, on Mondays they send out the invites if I made it in or not.
All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Good luck.
Thank you. Thanks.
Cool. So what is the age bracket on what is the low end on Masters?
Masters starts 35. And they go every 5 years. 35 to 39. I know.
Okay, so I can understand, segmenting by age and whatnot,
right.
But do you think they could have come up with a better name?
Masters, yeah.
Masters sounds a little bit extreme.
I know, because I'm like, Masters, man, that makes me feel kind of old.
Yeah.
But what if they said Junior Masters? We made it up.
Okay.
At my gym, we said Junior Masters because I'm not. Am I really getting that old? But
I don't think so.
I don't care because you know what? At my 35 is so different than 25. Like it really, you feel different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking Masters sounds harsh.
It's all right.
Now, here's a pop quiz for you. Do you know what they call a person who, a female, when they get pregnant and they're over, I think when they're over 35?
No, I don't.
It's a geriatric pregnancy.
Geriatric.
Swear.
And that's like a real thing?
I just learned that today. Learned it today.
Oh my gosh, give me a break.
So Masters doesn't sound as bad, does it?
Yeah, no, I'll be Masters all day.
Now competing in the geriatric division, Katrina, no, I think that's a little harsh.
Yeah, that is harsh. I did not know that.
Yeah, I just happened to learn that today. I'll tell you off air about how, but yes, so that's it. It's your little fact for the day. Okay, so you submitted for Wadapalooza.
Yes.
You're going to find out on Monday.
Right.
From today. So how does that? So obviously, I'm going to assume, like, say, you go and you compete, things go well. You're just going to keep going on the individual level. Is there like an overlap with? Can you double back to a team comp as well, or is it just too much to do during the season?
In one specific competition, you have to be one or the other. If you go, say, Wadapalooza, you do individual, and then you go to the French Throwdown or whatever they do in France, and you want to go team for that one, you can. You just have to pick and choose what you want to do at each competition. You can't do both at the same competition, right?
It seems like it would be too much for you physically anyway.
Yeah, you'd probably die.
I would think so. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. So let's go to this. So not only do you have this physically demanding hobby, or just part of your life,
right,
more than a hobby, your profession as well is not the same as mine. I'm an office worker. It's a little bit more relaxed, I'd say. You're a firefighter.
Yeah, that's actually new. I decided probably 2 years ago, about 2.5 years ago now, to pursue firefighting as a career. Why not be 35 and just completely change what you're doing in life?
It's a master's firefighter, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I train in CrossFit. It's functional fitness, and we'll say tactical athlete, military, law enforcement, firefighters. You have a demanding job, physically demanding job. And so doing something like CrossFit with the whole functional fitness thing, you're going to find a lot of people, military, first responders, that do it. So a few of my friends, Jamie Musamano, who's also a master's athlete, he's a firefighter in Waterbury. And then Christina Philippert, she was a firefighter in Stratford. She's moved away now, but they kind of were also key components in me choosing that career shift as well. They were like, you'd be so good at it, you would love it, So I was like, all right, I'll try it. And my father was a volunteer in Los Acres, volunteer for 20 years too. So I always have, remember him going out on calls and everything. Joined the volunteer department here, and then I think, my second test, New Britain was my second test, and then got accepted to go to, you have to do like an interview process, and then you have a chief interview, and then they offer you the job. So a year ago, I got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what's that interview process like? Is it like when I think interview, so I'm an office worker, I think sitting down and going, trying to pull out the nuggets of, is this person qualified to do the job, without actually seeing them do it?
Yeah, so you have the written test first, which we'll say qualify you for they call them an oral board. And you sit in front of 3 or 4 people, and they have a set amount of, I think it was either 4 or 5 questions that they ask you. And then they judge you off of those questions. Like, one of the questions was, what do you know about the city of New Britain? Like the demographics and all that, any information you knew. So I had being that I was taking the New Britain test, and then when I found out that I got accepted to go to the interview process, I had to do a lot of research, because I was like, I bet you they're going to ask me about New Britain. So,
okay.
And then from there, the people that are on the panel will then report back to the mayor and the chief of New Britain and tell them, that you get a score for your oral board, and then from there that you have a chief interview, and then from there you get offered a position.
So is there a physical aspect of the testing as well that you do maybe prior to all that you already said and I missed?
Yep. So no, I didn't say it. In Connecticut, I think it's maybe based on department, but there is a nationally recognized fitness test called the CPAT. So they do that. Where is that? Route 5, Route 15. Anyway, so it's you have to finish in just over 10 minutes, like a series of stations. We'll say you stair climb for 3 minutes first with a weighted vest, and then they take off some of the weight. You still have a vest on, and then you have to drag a dummy, drag a hose, equipment carry, ladders up and down. You have to finish within a certain amount of time. So if you have certain departments will make that a qualification for the job as well.
So that's exactly what you were talking about, the functional fitness aspect
Yeah.
of what you like,
Yep.
being able to apply it and kind of carry over.
Yeah.
Weighted vest should be like nothing, right?
Right, exactly. Well, it should be. I mean, if you go into a fire, you have your gear, an air pack. I mean, you're wearing about 70 pounds of stuff just walking in.
Yep.
And then, you know, if you're doing like a rescue or something, you have to drag somebody out. You know, dragging a charged hose line, it's heavy. You know, and then you're in there working and it's hot and, I mean, it's on fire. So you have to be in somewhat good physical condition to do that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So I remember I did like a charity event a while back, but it wasn't like a typical like 5K. It was a stair climb.
Yeah.
So it was like I think it was called like the Fight for Air. It
In
was
Hartford?
I think I did it in Springfield.
Oh, okay.
And I remember they did it in Hartford. There was
Yeah.
one in Boston.
Right.
And you do a stair climb and you raise money that way. Same concept.
Yes.
But I remember doing it, and I remember seeing different firefighters come in, and they came in with their gear on.
Oh, yeah.
And oh man.
On air and
Yes.
yeah.
It was not easy doing that. I remember getting to the top and I thought I was going to die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yuck. Not for me.
Well, the stair climbs, yeah, that's the first thing you do in the CPAT, and a lot of people, that's where they bow out like immediately.
You think like they just come out of the gate and they just go nuts and they.
I don't think people understand how hard it is.
Climbing stairs ain't easy.
It sucks.
I mean, it's not like it's not like doing the Stairmaster either.
No.
It's like climbing real stairs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Forget it. And then having all your gear on too,
Yeah.
right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you must drop a number of pounds. I'm just thinking about the amount of sweat. I was like, I can't even quantify it. You got to be just dying. Oh man. Okay, so you go through that. You pass, obviously. Mm-hmm. You went through, and now you're in New Britain.
Yeah.
And you love it.
I do. I love
Yeah?
it. I haven't really gotten any jobs, like big jobs yet. I mean, I'm not even off probation.
Mm-hmm.
So my experience level is very minimal compared to, someone who's been on the job for 10 or 20 years. But I've got 24 more to go. So I'll get the experience one way or the other.
How long is the probation period?
1 year.
1 year?
From your, like the day that you start the academy.
Okay.
Yeah. So October 1st.
All right.
Yeah, I'm almost there.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
Good luck. Okay, that one. Okay, I wrote down 2 quick questions once you started doing that.
Mm-hmm.
The probation period was interesting. And then, okay, do you have a nickname? Like, I'm thinking of, and it's, what was that movie? I think it was like Backdraft or something, and everybody had their nicknames on their back of their jackets.
Yeah.
Do you have that?
We don't have nicknames on our jacket. We just have our last name on our jacket.
It's not
but
like
yeah,
the movie?
No,
The
no.
movies lied
Nothing's
to
like
me.
the movies.
I'm so...
You can pretend it is. That's fine.
Thank you.
No, I mean they you have nicknames. One of the guys in my group calls me Yellow Ranger. I mean, you just get nicknames. Yeah.
Okay.
Cat is pretty much what everybody just calls me because that's just my nickname anyway.
Okay.
But I'm sure with a few more years I might get a few more nicknames. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's like these things that happen that
Yeah.
you do, and usually it's something like maybe you mess up or drop or something, and then you get that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Right.
So, do you have any funny nicknames from a prior experience growing up?
Not really.
Nothing?
I mean, people call me Hurricane when I worked on the cruise ships. I mean,
Hurricane?
because
Okay.
the New Orleans Hurricane. But
I was like, why?
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
okay, that'll do it. Yeah.
So
okay.
that one lasted a little while. But yeah, just Cat or my brothers called me Bud when I was little. I don't know. It's just a thing that stuck. I don't really have Red. People call me Red. That's
Oh,
it.
I'm completely colorblind, so I didn't pick up on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have
okay,
red
great.
hair.
Okay, red hair. You can't see that, but neither could I. So okay, red. Okay, cool. All right. That's the thing with me. I love nicknames because I don't want to. They don't always tell something, but it's just usually a funny story at the least, and then at the most, they can be kind of telling.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, one of my girlfriends calls me Muscles too.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
It's not the worst thing in the world. I
No,
was kinda
I'll
like,
take it.
It's kind of hoping for like Stinky.
Oh
or
yeah,
something
no, I
fun.
don't think I have any of those
No?
yet. No.
Okay.
Either that or I don't know that I do.
It's a behind your back kind
Right,
of a thing.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Who knows what people say.
Oh, okay. I want to ask you about something else you mentioned earlier, a different part of your, I guess, prior jobs. You mentioned you did some stunt work before.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool sounding.
Yeah.
Is it as cool as it sounds?
It's pretty cool.
All
yeah.
right,
So
let's talk about that.
I worked at Six Flags up in Agawam,
Mm-hmm.
and they used to have the Batman stunt show there. I don't know if you remember that far back, but
I remember it as
Riverside. Yeah,
okay.
right. So they had the Batman stunt show. So I was friends with a lot of people that did a lot of different things. You know, when you're in like the entertainment business, people do a lot of the stunt work and singing and dancing, and so I got into it a little bit with them. But then one of my really good friends, Keisha Tucker, she moved out to California. And then after I finished my second contract with the cruise ship, I moved out there with her. And we got hooked up with this guy, Mike Cassidy. He did stunt work with kids for like Nickelodeon and stuff, because kids have to do stunts too, you know? And so we would go to his house. He's got all this stuff in his backyard, and he would teach us how to do things, and then we would have kids classes, and we would teach the kids how to do it.
Oh, that's nice.
And so we did that I only was there for like a year, but she stayed out there and did it. We went to Bob Yerkes is his name. He's like an old stunt coordinator. And he, at his house, if I could remember where in California it was, I'd tell you, but it's like a circus in his backyard. And so we did like high falls and trampoline stuff, jumping off of things, like it was really cool. You just feel like a kid like in a playground, you know. I didn't really do a lot of it, but my friend Keisha, she's actually doing it still now. Really? She was in Black Panther.
Oh.
She was a stunt double in that. She was the girl in the red dress on top of the car.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Now I got to go back and watch it again.
I know, you do. She's awesome. Yeah, she's in Germany right now doing some movie. I don't know. She's doing very, very well.
Wow.
Yeah, but
awesome.
I wasn't that big of a fan of California, so I moved. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm an East Coast girl.
All right. All right. So do you like the superhero movies? Seems to be a huge thing. I know they've been out forever, and I keep waiting for them to help. They keep coming out with new ones.
Yeah, they're badass.
Yeah.
For a little stint of time, I worked for Marvel Comics. I did Spider-Girl appearances. She's like a futuristic character. Peter Parker has a kid, and she inherits some of his like abilities, and they made a comic about her.
And you were Spider-Girl?
Yeah.
That's cool. So you got the whole outfit. Did you?
Yes.
Did they do anything with the webs?
No.
No, you were just in the outfit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's still cool.
It was cool.
All right.
Play superhero for a day, you know.
That's gotta be kind of cool. I mean, what kid didn't have underoos?
Yeah. Right.
I think I had the Aquaman ones.
Yes.
Which is kind of weak, but the Aquaman movie kind of made Aquaman badass again. So okay. Just admitted I had. I didn't have that in my notes to talk about.
Hey.
It's the wine.
It's a bonus. Yeah, it's a bonus you guys get.
Okay, so you like so you do like the superhero ones. Which ones were some of your favorites?
I haven't really seen many of the new ones. I've still got to see Captain Marvel. I've got to see that. But I like the Fantastic Four. And X-Men is pretty awesome.
There's so many of those.
I know.
I couldn't keep up.
I know.
There's so many.
The original ones I like.
Yep.
Yeah, with Drew, was it Drew Barrymore that played Storm? And
what's her name? She played Catwoman too. Halle Berry.
Halle Berry, that's it. Not Drew Barrymore. What was I thinking? Halle Berry.
Close.
Yes. Yeah, like those original ones. I like those a lot.
Did you see like one of the last Hugh Jackman Logan? I think it was Logan. It was like one of the last ones he did as Wolverine.
Yeah.
That one I liked. I was like, wow. And it was a cool way to end it.
Yeah, and he's a great actor, so.
You think?
Yeah. He's an awesome actor.
Yes, he is. A little bit of an intimidating presence. Yeah. Have you heard him sing?
Yeah, he was in The Boy from Oz on Broadway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
I know.
Is it to a point where you just say, he's got too much talent. You got to
Yeah,
spread
I know,
it around
right?
a little
Come on,
bit.
give me
It's
some of that,
it's
right?
just not fair. He looks like that. He can act like that.
Yeah.
He's built like that. And he can sing. I don't want to see it anymore. That's why I'm boycotting his stuff. Oh, man. Okay. So, what else are you into besides movies like that? What do you do for fun, to relax?
Work out.
Work out? That's your relaxation?
I don't know. I stay busy. I feel like I have, because we have a rotating schedule at work. We work 24-hour shifts, and then we'll have 3 days off. And I always just like book things. I am at the gym a lot. Like I'm there for like hours, and I'll probably be there and like talk for an hour, and then I'll work out for a couple hours, then I'll stay for another hour and talk, and by the next time you know it, like it's already like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, I gotta go home. hang out with my dog.
That's something else I've noticed about the CrossFit stuff. That
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not like part of the cult. I do like it.
Yep.
It's fun and everything. But there's dogs there.
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
Yes.
How did that? I don't even know how that started.
I don't
but
know. It's just always been like that.
It's like this
I
thing.
always bring my dog with me to the gym. And then my the owner of the gym, Bam, he's got 2 dogs there. And then this other girl, Shim, she brings her dog. I mean, it's like doggy daycare and babies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're always at CrossFit gyms.
Makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
I brought my daughter once, and I was doing a class, and she just sat there and played with the dog in the corner.
Yep. See?
It's like, that's awesome.
It's perfect.
That is something that attracted me to it.
Yeah.
Because out of all the years that I've been going to different gyms and different styles, I've
Yep.
never seen a dog at a gym.
Oh, yeah. Most CrossFits, you'll see dogs just chilling. Yeah.
I think it's like the laid-back style of the CrossFitter.
Yeah, and the community aspect, and a lot of gyms will, like, mothers that just have babies. You know, we encourage you to come and, like, hey, what better way to get back in shape? Bring your kid with the stroller. You know, or as a coach, like I've held a baby an entire class. You know, we'll babysit them. Don't worry about it. You know, because we'd rather people come in and get healthy again, and it's hard for people to schedule like babysitters. So yeah, just bring them in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Huh. Very cool. Okay. Okay. So you work, then you train a lot, and you spend time with your dog. What about physical recovery? So when you're putting your body through all of that stuff, recovery's got to be something that's on
and
your
the
mind.
older you get, the more you need to do it,
I know
right?
that. I know that. I've heard that.
Yeah, it's just tough getting old, man. But I try to do a lot of like stretching. Having a dance background, I'm very fortunate to know, like, okay, you need to like lay on the ground, roll around for a little bit, stretch out your legs. I'm very fortunate to have Jessa Heart Massage in Newington. She helps me out. She actually sponsored me when I went to the games, so I was seeing her once a week. But she's amazing.
Theme here for today.
You just feel different, you know. And I was always young, like, oh yeah, whatever, okay, sure. But then when you actually get older, you're like, oh, they were right. Yeah, you do feel different. Yeah, sleep too. Sleep is a big thing. I used to not get a lot of sleep because of just like my schedule, up early and out late. And now I get like a good solid like 7-8 hours of sleep every night, and it's like such a big difference. Getting that sleep is like a really good recovery.
And quality sleep too.
Yeah.
That's something that I've read a lot about, heard a lot about, and like you're saying, a solid sleep, but just like getting the full thing, like getting down to like the temperature of the room.
Yeah.
It's supposed to, I forget what it is, like, but it's supposed to be cool, whatever that is for you. So
there's a whole science behind it.
not hot, like the whole, don't have the blue lights in the room. Don't be looking at your phone right before you go to bed, all of that stuff. The whole nine. I love it pitch black. That's one of the things for me. I just love it pitch black in the room. Yeah.
Windows open, fan on.
Gotta like it.
Yeah,
Gotta have the air moving.
Absolutely.
Weighted blanket sometimes, or just like a heavier comforter type of a thing.
Yeah, I've never tried that, but I have heard about it, and I'm curious about how it feels.
So I haven't tried one either, but I usually I have a thicker comforter, and since I always have the fans on, it works out nice. But it's like, the feeling you get when you climb into bed and you have that blanket on you, however heavy it is.
Right.
It's kind of like this comforting feeling where not like you're getting hugged, but almost like there's that a little bit of comfort on your whole body. So I would imagine that the weighted part of it becomes, it's just a little bit more intense.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah. I definitely do want to try that though, because I've heard it's really good.
Yeah. Okay. What else? Cryotherapy.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
I think I've done it once.
Yep.
There's only like 1 or 2 places around here that do
Yeah,
it, so
yeah.
kind of limited.
Yep.
But so what's your take on cryo?
I like it.
Yeah.
I definitely do feel some like immediate relief. And like a flow of energy, because I was scared because I do not do well with ice baths. I am like a big baby when it comes to that. I think I lasted like maybe 45 seconds in an ice bath. So the first time I went to do cryotherapy, I was nervous because I'm like, okay, this is even like colder, but it just feels different. You're only suffering for like the last 30 seconds anyway, so when it's like that cold, But oh yeah, I definitely feel, like I said, like immediate relief, like a flow of energy when I'm done, and it's only 3 minutes. That's great. That's awesome.
It is really quick. It's a totally different cold than an ice bath.
Oh, yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Feels weird standing in there with like the gloves on
Yeah,
and the
and the
slippers
socks.
and the socks and the slippers, but I mean,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
try it out.
Yeah.
Massive endorphin rush afterwards.
Yeah,
I
right?
feel like
A flow of like energy. Yeah.
like you step out and it's like a couple of seconds you can feel your body start to thaw, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, this is
Yeah.
how I was supposed to feel. I love this. That is a cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
So how often are you doing that?
I've only done it a handful of times. I do want to like kind of get it more into my routine, maybe a couple times a month.
Yeah.
I think like once every 2 weeks would probably be good. Even once a week would be better, but you still have to pay for the stuff too. So.
Absolutely, you got to pay for it, and then you got to fit it in with your
Yeah.
schedule and
Yeah.
everything. And at least where we are in the country, like I said, as far as I know, there's only a couple of them that are around. There's like, I think one that's like slightly northeast of us, and then there's the one that I went to. I think it's down at Farmington.
There's one in Farmington. There's one on Route 44 as well, and they actually even have the float tank there too.
That was my next question. is
Yeah,
going there.
I haven't done any of that, but I'm gonna try it. It's like an hour, no noise, no nothing. You just lay there
supposed
for
to
an
be
hour.
like the
Yeah,
settling thing,
Yep.
like centering. It's like meditation. Do you meditate?
I've tried. I'm not very good at it. I need to try harder, but no,
I think the float tank, maybe that'll do it for
Maybe
you.
it
because you're
will, yeah.
completely isolated. You're in a little bit of water. And
Yeah.
you're just kind of like, there's nothing else to do. I mean,
Right.
what else are you going to do in there?
yeah, sleep.
You could do that. You could do that. Yeah, that's cool. So you were saying there's the float tank. There's one. What did you say? Route 44 something?
Yeah,
Okay.
Imagine Float. It's called.
Okay.
It's pretty. Where is it across from? Where the 99 used to be, maybe. It's right there on Route 44.
Okay.
Yeah, on that strip.
That's on the list too.
Yeah.
What about IV drips, like vitamin IV?
Never
drips
done
and all
that, but yeah, sure. I'm not against it.
I've heard a bunch about it recently, and the most that I've heard about it, and it's the saying like you believe half of what you hear, or
Right,
something
yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
it could all be bullshit. I don't know, but I've heard all of the stories. Like, and they've got the IV drip bars in Vegas and in New York City for everybody after you go out partying and
Right.
you're recovering. So you're getting like rehydrated and the vitamins and stuff. But I've also, know there's different, I guess, cocktails that you can get put
Yeah.
into your arms and stuff,
Yeah.
like B12 and all these different vitamin mixes. So that's kind of something I'm kicking around. I know one of my buddies is he's going to be trying it soon, so I'll let him be the guinea pig.
Yeah, right.
and
Yeah,
I'll see
send
how it
somebody
works.
else to do it first.
Yeah. How do you feel? And then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, more on the recovery, like hard foam rollers, inversion tables, any of that stuff.
Yeah, we actually use PVC pipes, like big PVC pipes, not the foam rollers. But yeah, I definitely roll out before and after. If I'm better at before,
Yes.
after I'll just lay down and stretch. But
I think that's good. That's a good one. Okay. All right. Let's see. Where was I going to go next? I wrote something down earlier about we were talking about competitions and the games and so forth. I wanted to pick your brain. I've wanted to talk to somebody about this since the games happened this year, but I just haven't. The cuts and
Yeah.
everything. That's the big difference this year. What was your take on that?
I think they did too big of cuts too soon. I think the first two cuts were good, but I think they just took too many people out of the competition too early in the game. I like the idea of cuts because it gives more people a chance to have the experience of going to the games, which I think is pretty cool, and the whole making it global and people from certain countries coming for the first time, like representing their country in a new sport. Because let's face it, CrossFit's new.
Yep.
It's still a new sport. But yeah, too many. I wanted to see other people still working out. It was kind of like, oh, darn.
It seemed a bit harsh toward the end when you started seeing some of these names, like especially when people, like I think it was on the men's side of it. I think it was like Fikowski
Yeah,
and
Pat Fellner.
yeah,
and-
weren't they like 2-3? I think the prior year and didn't
Yep.
even make the. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god,
I know.
this is crazy.
Yep.
I get it. I do like the twist element to
Yeah.
it. That's kind of neat.
Yep.
But wow,
It was really quick.
yes, it
Too many
was.
people, and like the on the clean ladder, there was like so many, most like bigger athletes that could have like crush that, crush that event. And then you had people that couldn't even do the first bar. So it was kind of like, don't you want bigger people in here? It's more exciting, but it's all right.
I think, I'm not 100%, but I know there's been so much talk and second guessing this since the games. And I think, they're going to continue with the cuts, but I think they're going to be tweaking the frequency and I think they already said they're going to let the first cut be a little bit later, or maybe it was the second one, but they're going to make adjustments.
Right, everybody's like guaranteed 3 workouts or something like that. Yeah, they're gonna switch it up.
I think that's kind of fair. You work your ass off for so long to actually get there, and then on the chopping
and then
block
not
quick.
to mention like what you pay for to registration fees, hotel, food. I mean, because a lot of these athletes are not sponsored athletes. So it's like they have to pay for everything, where when you have like the top athletes where they're probably not paying for much, like their sponsors are going to take care of it for them. It's a little bit different.
So tell me more about that. Like, what are some of the costs for registration?
Hundreds of dollars. Yeah, I don't remember what registration was, but I want to say it was like $300 or $400, maybe even more.
And then you've got to,
and that's for individual.
And that's just to sign up to do it.
Yes, exactly.
Then you got to get there.
Your hotel, right?
Stay
your
there.
Food and transportation. Like if you're lucky enough to stay there in walking distance, then you can walk. But it's probably sold out within months. Months of starting.
So, how was your experience at the games? Let's talk about
It was awesome.
Why was it so awesome?
I don't know.
So
It's
awesome?
just I still to this day can't believe it happened. Is that weird? Like,
no, I don't think so.
it's like because you work so hard and like you look up to all these people, like all these athletes that you see on on social media and when it's on TV, and you like want to be at that level and you look up and then like being there and actually like competing with them, because Sam Briggs was in our division in 2018 and now it's Anna Tobias, but Anna Tunnicliffe, formerly known as Anna Tunnicliffe. Those are 2 athletes I definitely look up to, and I was like sharing the floor with them, and it's just like surreal. I don't know. It's just cool. I still don't believe it.
Well, those are like OG names.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And for frame of reference, for anybody who's not really familiar with it, the Games is like the World Series. It's like the Super Bowl. It's like the Olympics. That's what it is in this sport. It's the pinnacle event for CrossFit athletes. And it's a huge event. And it's evolved and turned into something. I think they've done a really good job with it. I love the streaming service that they offer to watch it, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
Where so many other are just flopping everywhere in terms of how to watch games and stuff. But so you got to go to that. That's just amazing, though.
Yeah.
So you register.
Yep.
You had a hotel. What kind of an entourage did you bring?
I didn't really. I mean, it's a lot to travel, So my coach was there the whole time.
Where was it? Was it in Wisconsin?
Madison, Wisconsin. Okay. Yeah. My coach was there the whole time. His wife came out for the first few days, or no, the last few days, I think it was. I also coached in Suffield, Land Warrior. I coached there.
Yep.
A bunch of them came out. So I mean, I didn't have a big entourage because it costs money to travel. A couple of my friends, Oscar and Taylor, they just happened to be in Chicago during the game, so they came up for a day.
That's cool.
But yeah, you just make friends with people, or other people I had already known, like athletes I had already known. And I'm sponsored by FitAid, so the FitAid people are there. They're amazing. I didn't really have a huge entourage. I'm not like one of these like Brooke Wells people that has all these followers or anything. But I was still there and I still did it and I earned my spot. And you just look up, you're like, wow, like I'm here. Like this is so cool.
Well, that's the part that's just amazing to me. It really is. I mean, so you get there and you're thinking, you're making your arrangements, you're booking your flights for you.
Right.
You don't have somebody who's booking your, you're doing that. You're getting everything there. You're packing your crap, and you get there and you're like sitting in the hotel and you're like, I'm here. I've got my first, athletes meeting is at X o'clock, and I've got to. And you're sitting there in the room, and they're like, oh, shit, I'm here.
Registration day is like I think when it hit, because leading up to it, it was like I think I was more like nervous. I don't know. because you talk about like going to the games, and then when it really happens, you're like, holy crap, like, oh no.
I think if you weren't nervous, maybe there'd be something like,
Yeah.
something wrong with
Yeah,
it?
but registration day was, man, okay, well, we're gonna fit you. You're gonna fit me for all my stuff, like.
That's cool.
They just pull a box out and they just start pulling all this. All right, you got to try everything on, and if it doesn't fit, we're gonna have a tailor fix it. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm like, Mom, I made it. I made it. And then you go around, you get your clothes, and they walk you around. They give you like a book bag, and then you get like 4 pairs of shoes, and then you go and you get socks, and then you get like headbands, and then you make a video, and it's like. It's
Wow.
so cool.
That
Yeah.
was pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
All right. So you
and
got
that
a
was
lot
like
of
the
cool
first
gear.
day, you know?
So you fly in the day before, then the first day,
Yeah.
like you're like, okay,
Yep.
boom, and you're there. Mm-hmm. And it's this whirlwind of getting you all your swag.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so was like all the gear like based off of specific sponsors and you know.
Well,
you
it's
got
all Reebok did the whole
Yep.
thing. I think this is maybe the last year that Reebok will be involved, but they supply all the clothing.
So
for
do
the
you still
games
have it?
athletes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
You have like something like framed like the jersey or
no,
something like that?
no,
Just
no. I didn't. And then the competition's in February in Miami.
in Miami. Well, Miami in February. I mean,
Yeah.
really.
I'm going
That-
anyway because it's my birthday weekend. So regardless, I'm going to stay out there.
The birthday weekend. It's not your birthday week.
Yeah. Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah, it'll be a week or a month, whatever, whatever I decide.
Okay, cool. All right, so similar topic. We're talking about the games and whatnot. I know there's been relatively recent shift where they've added a lot more elements from the world of strongman.
Okay.
That's another one. Like I love watching those World's Strongest Men things. And, I mean, who doesn't like Game of Thrones and The Mountain? And
Yeah,
Who's the World's
right.
Strong- I mean,
They're amazing
it's
athletes.
just it's incredible to watch these guys pick up these gigantic things. So there's similar elements that have been brought over. Obviously, not what the mountain's picking up.
Right,
But
yeah.
what's your take on those elements being brought into?
I
CrossFit?
love it.
Yeah.
CrossFit says that it's a variety, right? So that's why you do the swimming, running, rowing, Olympic lifting, powerlifting, gymnastics, and then you're picking up a yoke that's 400 pounds and walking with it. That's that whole variety that they're talking about. Like you don't want to excel at one thing. You want to be like generally good at everything.
That's the thing. Like I remember seeing a documentary, and there's a couple of really good ones on Netflix about
Yes,
the games
yeah.
and stuff. Like some of the early ones, you see like I think they had a guy they were featuring. He was like an ex-football player, and he was just this giant, massive man, and he could lift tons of weight. But for the well-roundedness, not exactly there. And
Yeah.
it's one of those things where you could see, he could probably do the yoke and faster than anybody,
Right.
and he was deadlifting and doing all of the Olympic moves better, but the swimming and the gymnastic moves
Yeah.
blow my mind.
Oh,
the
yeah.
handstand walking on it's not just handstand walking, you got to do it on an obstacle
Yeah.
course. Like, come on,
Yeah.
is that crazy?
Yeah. Well, I have an unfair advantage because I did acrobatics growing up. But it's still hard. You know what I mean? Because you just did like 300 reps of this, and now you have to walk on your hands. So you'll be able to do it when you're tired too. Under fatigue.
Then the sprinting too, that's just there. And
Yeah.
it's weird because I think one of the more publicized one is a few years back when Frazier did it, and he did not perform well. I don't want to say he got dusted, but he got dusted. And then over the course of a couple of years, he's just improved that part of his game so much.
Right.
So it's amazing.
Yeah.
And that, I think he's like one of those guys who's just so well-rounded
Oh
at
yeah.
things.
And he has an Olympic weightlifting background.
Yes.
Yeah. Which I feel like Olympic weightlifting and gymnastics backgrounds, you'll find that those people are really going to excel a lot in CrossFit because you have the technique. Like gymnasts and weightlifters, like technique has been your whole life. So when someone tells you, like flatten your back out, keep your chest up, you understand the concept of doing it. So you just learn quicker. You understand movement patterns better.
I would think that just the years of working on those things too builds your body's strengths up in certain
Absolutely.
ways that somebody who picked it up later
Right.
didn't, right?
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I started CrossFit when I was 30, but being that I have the background that I do,
You've got the core strength is it's like a buzzword. It's such a hippie thing to say, but
it's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said
it is.
not
It's
me.
absolutely true.
Okay, good. So tell me, what are some of your favorite moves? What are your favorite exercises?
Anything handstand.
Anything handstand?
Anything handstand, yeah. Handstand walking. I'll walk on my hands all day. Handstand push-ups, yeah.
That's like a goal, is to do handstand walking.
Yeah.
Mine. Yeah.
It takes a lot of work, But guys usually get it before girls will do it because their center of gravity is a little different. Yeah, because you guys are more like shoulders and we have hips, so it's a little harder to find out.
So when we're standing on our hands, we're bottom heavy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we have weight in the middle, so we have a lot going on when we're upside down. But, which means I should be working on them every day, right? But I don't know. It's a short person thing, I think. I just don't like wall balls. I'll do thrusters, but wall balls, no way. No.
I like thrusters.
See?
Yeah.
It's the same movement, but you don't have to throw anything, so
It's true.
It's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And swimming, I suck at swimming. I'm so bad at swimming.
That's got to be a tough one to work on. Just typically, when you go to your gym, there's not a pool there. Right?
Yeah.
So you gotta kind of figure that piece
Yeah.
out. So how do you integrate that into your workouts, or do you?
Yeah,
kinda work around
not
it?
lately, but before the games, one of our members at Yankee CrossFit, Carolyn, she was a member at a club in Farmington, and so I got to go and swim in the pool there. She invited me to go with her, which helped a lot. And my friend Danielle, she gave me like a quick lesson one day at her pool in her backyard, And I'm very grateful for her because like that quick little few things that she said helped me out a lot. Because it went from like pure survival mode to like, okay, I can do this,
Okay.
Yeah.
Like muscling through everything to actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's that technique thing, I guess, right?
Yeah. Swimming's hard. It is very hard.
Rather bob around, I guess, and just kind of enjoy
Yeah.
it. Okay, so we were talking a little bit before about movies and your favorite things. So I flipped the page of my notes, if you didn't notice. And now I had a whole bunch of questions. I was going to do like a lightning round of things, but I didn't.
Okay.
So now this will be open-ended.
Okay.
Like we were talking about documentaries on Netflix. I think people love watching Netflix, and they do a lot of binging.
Yeah.
When you have the 5 or 10 minutes of spare time,
Yeah.
do you have any of those binge-worthy shows or things that you watch?
Yeah, well, I watched the whole Stranger Things. I like that. Which is weird because I'm not usually, I kind of consider it like a sci-fi. It's kind of sci-fi, but like I was born in '83, so I kind of related to the kids and like how they grew up and everything. But it was like the way they did it was really cool. It was a really cool series, and I think there's one more season or something. But
I think so, yeah.
we're gonna find out, I guess. Yeah. And then I like the comedies too. I watched Grace and Frankie. It's on Netflix. I think there's like 8 seasons of that too. I have to finish that up still. Anything like Home Improvement. I'm so basic, but I love that stuff.
All
And
right.
cooking shows.
Cooking shows?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to cook, so.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any specialties?
Bolognese.
Really?
Yes.
So, we'll have to talk about this. 'Cause I'm all Italian.
Oh,
and
okay.
That's one of my
man, no,
things.
not if you're Italian. I just make it my way.
Well, as long as you enjoy it, that's the
Yeah,
best way, right?
my mom likes it. Like for Mother's Day, she just has me cook her dinner, and that's pretty much what I make every year for her because she loves it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, is your family close by physically, or is it like a
Yeah.
flight away? or-
Well, my oldest brother lives up in Maine,
Okay.
and then my other older brother, he's the middle kid. He lives in Southwick, and then my parents still live in the house I grew up in. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So everybody's pretty close.
Okay. All right, so back to cooking shows.
Yes.
Okay. So like the reality ones, like, the Gordon Ramsay things, or like real...
I'm not really into Gordon Ramsay as much, but like Food Network.
Okay.
I watched a lot. That's how I learned how to cook. Because I was bartending for a little bit of time. And so my schedule, I would work a lot, like nighttime, And so during the day, I would watch the Food Network. And then whatever they were making, I'd write it down and then I'd go try to make it.
Okay.
So I pretty much taught myself how to cook from watching the Food Network.
Well, I think that's why it's there.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Okay. So you make a mean bolognese.
Yeah, yeah.
What else? Do you do your pasta by hand? Do you make it from
Oh,
scratch?
no, I'm not that good. I got to learn that, though.
We can talk.
Okay.
We can talk.
I do have a KitchenAid. I got to get that attachment so I can cut the pasta with it.
Oh, to cut.
Yeah. Athlete, you don't want to be at a deficit because then you aren't gaining, strength, and you won't recover as well. And
Well, that's the whole thing. So I think the immediate is you think of, well, I'm not going to be able to perform the way I should because I don't have enough fuel in it.
Yeah.
But you also said recovery. So you noticed it in there as if you're not eating enough, your body's not recovering
right,
well.
because it doesn't have anything to go from. You burned it all off, so now it's just going to start eating your muscles instead. Yeah.
Cool. So did you do any of the it's the typical CrossFit hater
Paleo?
thing? Yeah, paleo, keto.
When I first started, I did a paleo challenge, but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
No.
Not for you?
Nope. No, I like food, so I'm going to eat. And I'm doing pretty good, so I think what I'm doing is okay. When I'm training hard, like I said, it's just going to be cleaner. I'm not going to have, a lot of bagels. I will if, I need, say I'm in a deficit for the day, bagel and cream cheese, sure, why not? I can afford it. I'm going to burn it off anyway.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not eating as much because I'm not training as hard. Excuse me, but when my training starts to turn around again and I start doing more, I'll be more serious about my diet.
It seems to be a big thing that haters go after.
Yeah.
Is that, and honestly, I feel like the keto thing is like this. It was a fad, right?
Yeah.
It's like any other fad diet, and there's a lot of truth to it and evolution to it. But plus bacon's good. I like bacon. Bacon's,
Yeah, I don't like the extreme things though, like the Atkins diet, keto. I just just eat good food and don't eat too much of it. Have a good balanced meal and you should be good. Unless obviously there's allergies, certain things like celiac and that. But I don't know.
No, I think you hit it. If you look at all the big different types of diet fads or diets that are out there, like the carnivore to go to vegan and vegetarian, paleo and the whole food, everything. There are some common themes through it. Like you mentioned, obviously eating clean foods, quote unquote clean foods. Earth grown things. You don't want the processed stuff. But then anytime I see anything that's an extreme. And it's not just with diets; it's with anything.
Yeah.
Something's off.
Yeah.
If you're eating just meat, have you heard of the carnivore diet?
It's just meat.
It is just meat. Oh my
how?
gosh! So, and here's the thing that's crazy is I listen to a ton of podcasts, and I listened to a couple of them, and they had this guy, Dr. Sean Baker, on. And he's a doctor. He's a smart guy, and I'm sure he's jacked, and he can deadlift 700 pounds.
Yeah.
And he eats nothing but meat. So he got the Bell brothers into it, like Mark Bell and Chris Bell. You're familiar? So Mark Bell's he's got he's a powerlifting guy.
Oh, okay.
Chris Bell's documentaries. He's made a couple of really good ones. Prescription Thugs. It's on Netflix. It's awesome. And he did another one called Bigger, Stronger, Faster. It's about steroids. Also really cool. Anyway, so they get these two guys doing it, and all they're doing is talking about how awesome it is, and nothing. It's nothing but eating meat. It's like I'll eat a couple of steaks a day, and that's it. And I'm like, it's got you.
Doesn't seem right.
No, I'm like, you're not getting any fiber. You're not getting any roughage.
Right.
Anyway, I heard these other two guys, strict vegan. And then somebody who was a bit more well-rounded in his take, maybe more paleo-ish. And they had a podcast, and that was really interesting to listen to the two of them go at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Democrats and Republicans. It's crazy.
Oh, jeez, yeah, of course. Yeah, I know. Just eat. I eat it all. I understand the health benefits of going plant-based, but I like my meat. My body doesn't react bad to it, so why am I going to give it up?
I think if you don't have that health piece to it, that physical allergens or whatever, and then the other piece you said was moderation.
Yeah.
I think you're probably going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot more difficult to be fully plant-based, I think, anyway, because to get all of that protein, you have to do a lot more work for it in different sources, and it's possible, but
right.
At least for me, it was too hard.
Yeah. Man, yeah, I know. I have friends. I'm like, God bless you. Nah, I'm not. I'm gonna go have steak. Thanks.
Do you have any friends that are kind of in your face, going, that's murder?
No.
That's good.
No. Most of the people that I know that are vegans or vegetarian, they just do it for health reasons, not PETA or anything like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I went that way, vegetarian, for about 2 years, and it wasn't health reasons. I watched one of those videos, and it was a propaganda video, and I fell victim to it.
Yeah.
I was following this guy, Dan Hardy. He was a UFC fighter, and he's a vegetarian, and he posted it on his Twitter account, and I watched it, and I was like, nope, I'm done. I can't. And
Yeah.
It lasted about 1.5 years or 2 years, but I did notice I just didn't feel the same after that extended period.
Right.
So it wasn't for me.
Yeah. Good.
Okay, so we hit the binge TV show thing. What about music? What's in the, I would say tape deck, but there's no tape
I know,
decks
right? A
anymore.
mixtape? They don't make those anymore. Kids are never going to know the struggle with the pencil rewinding your tape, you know.
How about like listening to, you have the radio, you have the tape in, and you're waiting for your favorite song to come on, you've got record and pause, and you go boom, and you,
Yep, right, shut up, stop talking.
right, and you're like telling the DJ, just shut up, I want to hear the intro to this, you're killing me.
Yep. I really like classic rock. I like some metal. It's because of my brothers, you know, they're old. My oldest brother's 10 years older than me, so I listen to a lot of what they listen to. But then I also like country, you know, being a dancer, like we listen to everything, you know. Dance music, yeah, sure. Not really big on like the Taylor Swift and like the pop country, but there's some good country people left out there still.
Okay.
I like that a lot. But yeah, I listen to like 70s, 60s, 80s. Yeah. New stuff, some of it. I'll pick and choose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. We the new stuff kind of hits me the same way, where it's like,
Yeah.
and since so much is now stream based, like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, Pandora, you listen to Sirius and all that stuff. I don't get exposed to it, so I don't even know what's new anymore. So I have to wait for somebody. Like usually my kids are going, "Hey, can you find Old Town Road and play it?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, we'll play it one more time.
That's it, kids. That's enough. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we did TV show. We did music. I think we did this. We didn't do movies, did we?
Movies?
Yeah. I was going to do Desert Island movie. Like, what did the movie? If you got stranded on a desert island, what would the movie be? But I was putting myself in your shoes, and I'm like, I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
So I'll just say, what are your favorite movies?
The Little Mermaid?
Really?
Yeah.
Like the original cartoon
Like the original when I was, I don't know, was I 5 or 6 years old? I love that movie. I probably just because it was like as a kid, it was my favorite movie. What other movies do I watch? I like comedy and Anchorman, Step Brothers. I like what's his name? Will Ferrell a lot. He's hilarious. The movie Twister.
Oh, wow.
I love that movie.
You are throwing some oldies. Okay, you're coming with heat here. These are
I
some
know,
hitters.
right?
All right.
But they're good.
Twister. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
The original, the very first Tremors.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. With
Kevin
Bacon.
Yes. Who's the other guy?
Oh, jeez, I can't remember his name.
I can see his face.
Salt and Pepper with the beard.
Mm-hmm. Holy shit, that was an old one.
Yeah.
They made like 7 of those, didn't
Yeah,
they?
I know. I just like the first one.
No, the first one.
I used to have it recorded on VHS. And there was a episode of In Living Color and then Tremors on the same tape.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yep.
These are good ones.
I just love that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are winners. I like it. Joe, I was not prepared for that. That was Tremors. Okay, coming out with heat. All right. Okay. You were talking about Will Ferrell. I was going to ask you about. Oh God, he was on The Office for a little bit, and he's hated for it. Are you a fan of The Office?
I haven't seen any with him in it yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. I like the show. The show's hilarious.
Yeah.
I think it's similar types of humor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know Will. He's I love his stuff too. I love Talladega Nights.
Oh yeah.
Talladega Nights. Yeah.
Ricky Bobby.
There you go. There's a lot of good quotes from that one.
I don't know what to say.
I wish I had video. It didn't work. Oh man, cool. Man, so we've been going just about an hour now, and I just want to say thanks so much for taking the time to sit down and talk with me.
Yeah.
This was great.